What's up, y'all? This is part two of Palms Vlogs. Like I said, part of the blog series that I've been doing, like the video wise. So yeah, on this part two, I wanted to address a couple things that's been on my mind. As far as like, I know I spoke about government, and but I didn't speak about what's kind of closer to the street, which is like, when I say like to the street, I mean like what affects us immediately as people who, like, commute every day, or those things that affect us on a daily basis. Like, the governmental system is kind of a higher up. You got to kind of know somebody that knows somebody to really get up into that. And it's pretty deep, because it's like, if you ain't got no way in, or if you don't know anybody who can shoo you in, or who can get your ideas out there, then it's really not looking that good for you. So, but I want to talk about now, it's kind of like the police force. I want to talk about the police force a little bit. And the reason why I want to talk about the police force is because I don't want to say that they can do whatever they want to do, but right off top, that's kind of what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm going to set up an example. Now, we all know that this wouldn't happen. This is completely asinine, completely ridiculous. We know that this will 9 times out of 10 never ever happen. But let's just say this anyway, though. Let's just say like if it did happen. Okay. Now, let's say I rob a store, right? Let's say I walk in with a gun, right? And I rob this store. And I'm telling them, put all the money in the bag. Now, I want all the money in the bag right now. Now, when I walk out the store owner or the store manager is going to call the police, right? Okay? If they call the police, if I get caught, if I go to jail, if I get a lawyer, I'll probably be charged. You know how I normally go, right? Okay, cool. But I want you to focus on what happens when I walk out of the store with that bag of money. Focus on that. I'm gone. I want you to focus on what happens. The owner or the cashier, the person who got robbed, calls the police. All right. Now, we got that out the way. Okay. Now, here's another scenario. Keep that in mind, but keep this scenario on there too. Now, let's say a policeman robs a store. Let's say a policeman robs a store. Now, we know, like I said, it probably won't happen, but let's say a policeman robs a store. Now, let's say policeman walks in and say, give me all the money, put all the money in the bag, walks out, right? He got the whole bag of money, he got it all. He walks out and he is in his car and he pulls off, right? Now, the policeman robs the store. Who's the owner supposed to call? Who is the cashier or the person who got robbed? Who are they to call? Because the police just robbed the store. It wasn't a regular person. Like, you would call the police if a regular person did it. But because a policeman did it, who do you call? Like, where do you go? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to believe you if you say, a cop came in here and robbed the store. Like, nobody's going to believe you. And that's where I kind of got a problem. I feel like I say that because it's like, it's kind of an imbalance between, I don't want to say the streets, but like the people and the police force. It's like an imbalance. It's like they have so much power over us that we can't really do anything about it. And it's not to say like all policemen will rob a store. That was just like an example. It's like to say, if a policeman was to overstep his boundaries, we're all human is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. We're all human with human tendencies. Nobody can just turn off their heart. Nobody can just turn off what they want in life. Nobody can turn off, the things that they do in life. Nobody can stop themselves from wanting to do bad things. It's not that you're a bad person because you did something bad. It's just that you're human. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you want to go out, you want to get in some trouble, that's just what humans do. That's really what God put us here for, so that we can go through all the trials and tribulations, and He can kind of see, what we are and who we are as people. And He can say, okay, well, he did that bad stuff, but then he realized it was bad, and he changed his character. Or, okay, he did that bad stuff, and he kept going, so that's just who he is. It's not that he's bad compared to him. It's just he's a different type of person. That's just who he is. So when you're a cop, right, and you become a cop, or if you become like a law enforcement, and let's say like you didn't get all of that stuff out of your system, because I believe once you become a law enforcement, certain stuff has to be out of your system so you can have a clear enough mind and a clear enough vision to even dictate what's going on with people. And you got to have somewhat of an understanding of how the human mind works, and how people work, and how they feel when they're in situations. So let's say like if you're an officer but you didn't get all that stuff out of your system, then what does that make you? What does that make that officer? And it's like, but he got so much power though, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget, because nothing can stop him. They don't have to obey the law because they are the law. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do you do in that type of situation? So I always thought about that. I always thought like maybe there should be like the balance needs to be rescaled. The balance needs to be rescaled, in my opinion. The balance needs to be rescaled big time, because it's a lot. And if you pay attention to the media, which I try to pay attention to, I try to control the way I pay attention to the media, but it's a lot of imbalance out there as far as like law. And I'm not saying all the cops are wrong, because it was, like I said, none of us were there for the situation, so none of us really can know what happened, you know what I'm saying, in those situations. None of us know. But, you see, like, black brothers getting beat up, Mexican brothers getting shot. You see females getting beat up by male police officers. Sometimes you got to think about stuff, and you got to say, well, there's an imbalance, And how do you balance out such a grand thing, such as law enforcement and people? There's a lot of us citizens in the country of the United States. There's a lot of law enforcement within the country of the United States. How do you balance it? It is just ridiculous. I don't know. Like, that's one of the biggest things I've been thinking about. But with the way we figured everything else out, there's got to be a way to figure out how you will balance the law with the people of this country, with the citizens of this country. Because it's like they just overpower. It's like whatever they say and whatever you don't. And it's like total bullshit. It's like total bull crap. And that's my personal opinion of it. Like I said, I could be wrong. It could be a lot of holes I'm not filling in here, but it's something that's just really been on my mind lately. Not only because I had run-ins. I mean, I had run-ins, but I ain't think twice about them. But I see a lot of video and footage, and I just look around, my city. Like I said, even my personal encounters just seem like I'm just overpowered. You know what I'm saying? It seems like I just have no hope when it comes to law enforcement. I just feel like, it's them, and I get no say so. It's just, you're going downtown, or you get the ticket, or that's it. You know what I'm saying? And I just like, well, dude, you didn't even hear my side of the story. You didn't wait to understand anything. You kind of just gung ho jump forward. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but cops are stressed out. Actually, they got the most dangerous job probably ever. You know what I'm saying? They, besides like coal mining or building those poles with the power lines, I mean, they can fall and die and things of that nature. Coal miners can get crushed by. But, I mean, cops can be killed. You know what I mean? Cops, they live a pretty stressful, dangerous life. So I definitely understand where they come from. But I still think before you become an officer, you need to have a specific quality about people in your heart before you get that kind of power. Before you get that kind of ability before you get the ability to move people and control people and dictate a situation between two people. Because the law is a great idea, but if it's not being upheld correctly, or if it's corrupt, then it's fucked up. I'm just here to tell you. So that's just a little bit what I thought about, like, law enforcement, police, and like the imbalance between, like, city people, city civilian, and the law. I feel like there's no balance. It's supposed to be like the Constitution or like the Declaration, Declaration of Independence. Those documents were supposed to kind of back us up so we can have something to fall back on. But it's like nobody's really paying attention to that. It's like a here now, here right now, today kind of thing. And I don't know. So I gotta look up a little bit more myself before I even dig. I should look up things before I go, running off at the mouth about stuff. And a lot of people criticize me for that too. So I'm not gonna sit around acting perfect. Like I said, this stuff just pops up in my mind. Like I said, Anyway, yeah. So that was one of the things that I had on my mind. Definitely. The other thing I had on my mind was what was it? It was pretty important too. It was very important, at least to me. What was it? I cannot think about what it was. Man, it's ridiculous, dude. I'm getting upset. Let's see. Shit, man. I can't think of it. What was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? No, I'm just kidding. Man. I don't know. What else, man? Oh, that's what it was. That is what it was, man. Toxic people. Toxic people, man. I got to get this out. That's what was on my mind's palate, on my mind's dinner. Sometimes I like to say my mind is like a dinner sequence, cause like how like you get like the big turkey or like the big ham, and you get like the dinner rolls and the yams and whatever else you eat. It's like my mind is kind of worked like that, kind of like, and that police one was one of the main meats, one of the main courses, and now this toxic people is like the second course. Some dinners had two meats, 2-course meal. So this toxic people is definitely on this one. Now, I want to talk about it because I've been affected, man. I've been affected big time. Like, I got friends who tell me straight up, like, yo, George, I'm a broken person. I got, family members that look at me and tell me, like, I'm not the same anymore. Like, I'm not, old, fun-loving, George anymore. I'm not old, fun-loving napalm anymore. Everybody know me to be a jokester. And what's scary is it's not like I don't remember who I was, but I don't remember how to be who I was. I don't remember how I earned the reputation to be a light bringer. Like, how did I earn the reputation to be the fun-loving George, or to be that, open, honest napalm? You know what I'm saying? How did I earn it? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at life and I'm like, I applaud, I'm applauding the person that I used to be in the past. Like, I'm applauding them now because this is crazy. And I remember, I would only hang around in certain groups. I would only hang out with certain groups. I wasn't the type that was out, that was in everybody's face and stuff like that. I wasn't, like, out in the streets, on the corners trying to get up in everybody mix. Like, if you was a gangbanger, you was a gangbanger. If you was a drug dealer, like, I looked for the character in people. It wasn't what you did with me. It wasn't like your occupation. It was your character. So, like, I knew some of the, toughest, biggest gangbangers in our neighborhood. I knew, like, the most hardcore drug dealers, and they was cool with me because they saw my character. And especially because I wasn't no snitch. I mean, like I said, I wasn't the biggest, police fan because of, what I just talked about. So, but I'm not going to say I was against the police because, you need the police. If you get shot up, you going to call the police. Like, if your house gets shot up, you going to call the police. Or something like that. I mean, we all need them someday. Definitely. I done locked my kids in the car on more than one occasion, so I'm never going to say I don't need the police. But anyway. Boy, I didn't involve them in the personal spaces of my life, as far as like, the people who were on the outside of my realm, and compared to the people who I kept in the inside of my realm. Like the inside of my realm would be like close friends, family, like cousins, aunties, best friends that you would share, like your games would, or I don't know, man, that you would share, your thoughts with, what I'm saying. You would share your day's events with. You would share it with them because you trusted them and they trusted you, and that's how it was. You had a nice little inner circle. You felt good about that. But of course, like I said, those types of like dangerous types of people who could be toxic or could not be toxic, they just stayed on the outside of my realm. No, the problem with that, the reason I'm bringing this up is because when you grow up, see, like I said, when I was talking about, like, I knew like those gangbangs and those drug dealers and those thugs or whatever when I was growing up, and I was like in the street. No, I was on the street, but I wasn't in the street. So, like I said, I would be walking to the store, and they would know me. They would see me walking to the store so many times a day. My mother would send me to the store about 80 times in one day, and they would know me. You know what I'm saying? So they'd be like, "Oh, what up, bro? What up?" Some of them like crack a joke, whatever. But I never knew them. I never knew a lot of them personally. Not a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave that there. Like a couple of them, I did get to know, but yeah. So as far as that, man, that was a serious beat. But yeah, as far as that, yeah, man, yeah, but yeah, they never got involved in my life. Like, they never, like, knew, like, my mom and my dad. Like, I never let any real, like, who I thought would be dangerous to my family or to my inner circle, anybody who I thought would be dangerous, I never let them into that zone. And what I think is happening now is, like, especially at the workplaces, there's like toxic people. Toxic people don't have to be drug dealers and gangbangers. I just use that because that's kind of where I came from. Like I said, I'm from Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? The east side and the west side. But, that's kind of what it is around here for the majority. A lot of it's changing. Gentrification. I don't know. But, yeah. So, yeah, man. But, toxic people can be masked as the perfect angel. And, and that's a lot of the deal today. That's why I brought it up. It's a lot of, like, I don't want to say falsification, but like false flagging. Like, there's a lot of like leading to believe different things and stuff of that nature. And my thing is, like, it's tough because when you go to places like your job and there's like toxic people at work, and you have to deal with these people for 8 hours or 12 hours or 16 hours. You got to deal with these people. There's no running from them or trading positions because, you can just tell your boss, well, I believe that person's toxic. That person might be cool with your manager. So you can't turn around and say, well, I don't want to work with this person. And they say, why? And then you say, because they toxic, and I'm trying to keep that out of my inner circle. It's like, yeah, you need to find another job because I'm not switching up a whole shift because you think so. I mean, it's like it's tough. It's like, what do? You know what I'm saying? When you are in that kind of a situation, it's like, okay. And then don't forget, it's like deeper than that, because it's like, when you work with somebody every day, they become a part of your life, whether you know it or not. So it's like at work, you can stay to yourself all you want, but you're going to have to communicate with these people that you work with. You're going to have to. You have no choice in the matter, because you work together, whether you work as a team, whether you work as a unit, whether you work separately, but you come together at the end of the night. You have to have some kind of communication with these people who are toxic. And this is every day, Monday through Friday, or, whatever your schedule is. So my thing is like, how do you deal with such a situation like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how do you find a means to work with toxicity like that and it affects you. You feel it. You know what I'm saying? You feel the vibe. Like, you feel like a dark cloud almost come over your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it changes you, man, and you get scared because you be like, well, my vibe was good. It's like my vibe is always good up until I come up to this person. Or, you know, my vibe always feel excellent. My vibe always feel great up until I come and I run into this guy or I run into this girl, or, you know, this woman, and her whole zone just makes me feel miserable. Like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I've been finding ways around it. Not around it, but I've been finding ways to survive with that. And I've been finding ways to work, cause you gotta work. You can't cancel your life because of toxic people. So you gotta get through it. So yeah, I've been finding ways to work with that, and I've also been finding ways to cleanse my zone and cleanse my mind out. Like, cause toxic people, I mean, they work real hard to block you out, especially if you like a threat to their zone or to their darkness, because they used to that darkness. They used to it. They used to confusion. They used to it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta let them know. You can't try to stop them. See, and I'm retarded because I got the kind of heart that keeps saying you can help them. I believe every human on this earth can come clean and can, you know, clean their mind out but they have to want it though. Like, if they're used to it, if they used to, you know, being, you know, shrouded in mystery, you know, if they used to just, you know, being how they are, you know, causing chaos, confusion everywhere they go, if they used to just, you know, not coming clean with even themselves, with you, or not coming clean with their family, then you have to let them do it. You have to let them. And you just have to say, well, that's y'all. And you have to, you know, shed some tears if you have to, but you cannot try to save these people. That's like lesson number one. You cannot save them because they don't want to be saved. That's like the most important lesson you could ever learn in your life when you're dealing with toxic people. You have to let them be toxic. And if they happen to be your family or the people that you with, married, girlfriend, whatever, if they're toxic, what's sad is you can give them some time, because sometimes toxic people don't even know they toxic. Like, some people was raised to be toxic, like from birth. From baby to adult, they was toxic all their life. That's how their life was. It was just all toxic. That's all they used to. So when they come up against somebody who's a light bringer, they kind of don't know how to take it, but they're amazed by it. But it's in their system to tear you down. It's in their system to try to convert you into toxic. And it's way easier to convert somebody from light into toxic, because it's more toxic than it is light out here. So understand that too. And once again, these are just things that I'm learning on my own. Like, I'm having all these jobs, all these multiple jobs. Like I told you earlier, I'm going through job from job, trying to find out where I fit. It's just crazy. So I'm just learning on my own. You know, these things, you know, which are, you know, very important to learn, and, you know, in my opinion. But yeah, man, that's the most important thing you can learn. If you know, sometimes, like I say, you know, toxic people, you know, they come around you and they want to change because they see you and they see the kind of vibe that you bring, and they see the kind of family that you have, and they're just so amazed by it, and so amazed that they want to change, and they want to clean their heart, and they want to clean their mind, and they don't want to cause them a confusion, and they want to live and be themselves without having to scheme each and everything that they do, or having to scheme out life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to walk through life unfiltered. You just want to walk through life and feel good and say, yes, I ain't got to be fake, phony. I ain't got to act tough, play the role. I could just, you know, let my soul, let my spirit be free. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. But they got to want to do it, man. Like, I done spent years. I done had old relationships where I spent years, man, trying to change somebody, and they just kept falling back. And it's just a sad sight, but you got to let them go. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people got good reason for it. Like I said, some of these people was built from birth like that. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know. It's not in their mind. They don't know the difference because that's all they know when they growing up. Like if you call a car, if your mom taught you to call a tree all your life, when you grow up, you gonna call that a tree. You're not gonna change because somebody came and told you, nah, man, that's a block, or nah, man, that's a wheel. Like, nah, I've been calling that a tree for 30 years. You can't come and change my mind on that. You know, so it's kind of like that thing. But that's all I really wanted to say today, man. I guess definitely color a couple other things, but this video is starting to run a little long. I hate really long videos sometimes because I think I do have an attention disorder. I need to change up my diet. It's just a lot of stuff I'm learning, like I said, man, from watching like my old vlogs and just, you know, paying attention to just, you know, stuff I'm going through. And it's deep. So yeah, if y'all know me, drop y'all stuff. Y'all got comments or whatever. I don't really blog on Blogger no more for the people who I gave that link to. Yeah, man. Yeah, if y'all know me, man, just drop some stuff, man. Let me know what's up. I'm still in Cleveland. If any of y'all moved, if any of y'all moved out, or y'all done moved somewhere else, then let me know where y'all moved to. But yeah, you know, for those who don't know me, this is pretty much just like a normal thing I do, and I'm gonna definitely get back to the classic games and things. I can't find my camera, which is a bummer. I usually take phenomenal photos this time of year. This is like right around the end of spring, beginning of summer. I usually take like some great photos. Like I'm in the park right now, and there's like statues and stuff around, and just like little traffic, little cars and stuff. You know, a lot of stuff to really like trees and nature. So this is like a decent little scene to take some photos of. But I cannot locate my camera, and it sucks. So I don't know if you guys seen any of the statues and bridges in the distance, but it's some decent little landmarks and milestones and stuff like that to take pictures of, nice details. But anyway, yeah, so I guess I'm gonna end it, man. Like I said, if y'all have any topics or anything that you like to hear, or any topics that you had on your mind, drop them. And like I said, I haven't gotten any type of likes or even views yet, so I don't know. I really don't do it for that. Like I said, I really do it for my own thing or whatever. But anyway, this is Palm Vlog, y'all, and I guess I'm deuce out. Peace.